Hello, my name's Ed McGregor. I'm a local community officer for the Churches Conservation Trust, and I've been asked to put together a brief presentation for you about some of the digital audio guides that I have been making for our churches. So here we go. So a little bit about the Churches Conservation Trust. So we're the national charity protecting historic churches at risk. So we care for over 350 churches all over England. They're all grade 1 or 2-star listed historic buildings. And they've all been declared redundant by the Church of England. So they've been taken out of active use, as it were, by the Church of England. They're still all consecrated buildings, so they can be used for services and are used for services. But we try to find alternative uses for them and make sure they're open for visitors to appreciate as spaces of historic interest. So the challenge that we faced is that we had a lot of old, and also out of print interpretation. So here's a picture of one from St Mary's in Maddington. You see black and white pictures, old redundant churches fund logo, which is the worst bit of branding ever in the history of branding, I think. So we changed our name in 1996, I think. And yeah, very verbose, lots of very small black and white text, lots of technical jargon, ecclesiastical terminology in there. So not the most user-friendly to navigate, and we didn't have any budget to develop any other kind of interpretation at most of our sites. So what we're going to do, oh, hang on, let me move my screen a bit. So we had a marketing officer who was she was a maternity cover, and she was over from the United States of America, and what she was doing over the weekends was going out to visit historic churches. And she went to this one at St Mary's, Kempley in Gloucestershire, which reputedly has the oldest store in England. A lovely picture of it here. I'm not allowed to talk about this church because it's not one of Churches Conservation Trust's ones, but she visited and she had a great experience whereby she scanned in a QR code and automatically got a audio guide on her phone, which took her around the church and taught her all about it. And she came into the office the following day and was telling me all about this website called Easy Travel. IZI Travel, which I'd never heard of. I must admit I was a bit skeptical at first. It looked a bit gimmicky, but it's a really great website and app which lets you record and produce online audio guides. It's, well, some of the good things about it, it's completely free to use. It's very easy and intuitive to use, both for the visitor and for the person that's uploading the content, i.e. me or the volunteers I work with. And it's got kind of location, so because it works on your phone as an app, you can either scan a QR code to get your relevant guide up, or you can just, when you've got the app on and location turned on, it will tell you where your nearest audio guides are. So very intuitive, fast to use. So I started producing audio guides on this Easy Travel thing. The only investment we made, and I had this already actually, but a digital audio recorder just gets a good quality sound. About £70 this one was. You could use it on, just record the audio files on your phone though. Everyone's got a smartphone these days. This I like because it had a USB connection and also a micro SD card, so it's really easy to get the files off here onto your computer to upload them. And subsequently, yeah, so on Easy Travel and working with volunteers around the churches, I have, we've created 8 audio guides now for different churches. They're all completely free to use. And yeah, very, very simple to do. Easy Travel is great as well because it's got a useful, a helpful back end to the website. You can see you've got kind of sections where you get all of your reviews, you get kind of your statistics about how many visits you're getting, and it's all incredibly simple. So Yeah, it's also great. The outcomes, the positive outcomes of doing this is it's been great for us. We get lots of nice reviews from people and visitors experience extra depth of our building when they've got some kind of interpretation for them to use. Also, given the current climate and with us having to remove all of our printed interpretation that we do have from our churches, it's great because this is online and it only relies on people touching their own phones. It's been really great for working with volunteers as well, though, because I found it's a nice project to work with existing volunteers or even new people around the churches, and you just say, take the old guidebook, kind of read through that very verbose and dense information and try and condense it down in much more digestible script, maybe with like 10 points of interest around your church, and then to record that in short, concise snippets. It's an easy project, but a really nice one to start involving volunteers with. You also have the potential to develop kind of exhibitions. Once you've done your audio guide on here, you can create kind of subsections of it called exhibitions. So I don't think I'll have time in this talk, but one at St John on the Wall Church in Bristol, we've developed a separate exhibition for Heritage Open Days. And yeah, one volunteer that really took to this and actually did 3 of our audio guides, or kind of led on pulling those together, was awarded the Digital Volunteer of the Year award from the Marsh Christian Trust. So that was great acknowledgement of his work and contribution to ours. I don't think I've got time to do this one now, actually, but this is the link to the Alabaster Dolphin. It's actually a Middle English poem which we tried to do a trail around the church based on old medieval poetry. So not part of our usual guide, but a nice little add-on, and you can always, with Easy Traveller, you can always go and add these extra bits in. So thank you. If you've got any questions at all, I think this is pre-recorded, but in the next bit you can ask me questions, but here's my details if you want to get in touch. Thank you.